So, good afternoon, everybody. Today we are going to discuss about intellectual property and the intellectual property rights. Know your rights. What do you mean by intellectual property is the main concept that we are going to discuss in this class. Intellectual property is nothing but the property that you conserve, the property which is governed by the human beings themselves. That is known as the intellectual property. Intellectual means that the property, the things that comes from the mind of a person, that has not been created or stolen from anyone else. Let's get an overview of this intellectual property. What we are going to discuss. What are different topics that we are going to cover. Law governing intellectual property. Meaning, types of intellectual property. There are three types of intellectual properties. One is a patent, one is a trademark, and one is a copyright. Then there is an infringement. We are going to discuss about the infringement, case studies, and then conclusion. Now let's talk about what is WIPO. WIPO is the World Intellectual Property Organization, which was established by the WIPO Convention in 1967. The WIPO is a specialized agency of the United Nations. It promoted the protection of intellectual property throughout the world. Its headquarters are in Geneva, Switzerland. World Intellectual Property Day, April 26. So what is the World Intellectual Property Day? Which is the World Intellectual Property Day? It's April 26. April 26, don't forget everybody, it's the Intellectual Property Day. On World Intellectual Property Day this year, WIPO's focus is on promoting visionary innovation as the key to secure future. Intellectual property law in India. What is the intellectual property law in India? There are many big and small intellectual property law firms worldwide, like in India, USA, UK, Chicago, etc., providing qualitative help to inventors and creators of product. In India, intellectual property rights are safely protected and controlled by well-established statutory and judicial framework. Apart from that, there are many attorneys and law firms of intellectual property in India in various states. Now we are going to discuss what is actually intellectual property all about. Intellectual property is the property that arises from the human intellect. It is a product of human creation. Intellectual property comprises two distinct forms: literary and artistic works and industrial property. Literary and artistic works. They are books, paintings, musical compositions, plays, movies, radio, TV, program, performances, and other artistic works. How they are protected? They are protected by a copyright. Industrial property. Industrial property describes physical matter that is the product of an idea or concept for commercial purposes. How they are protected? By patented objects, by trademarks, by industrial designs, by trade secrets, by layout designs, by geographical indications. Major types of intellectual properties. Now, before discussing this, we are going to discuss about what is intellectual property, what we have read so far. We're going to slide through all those slides back again. Now, there are two types of intellectual properties. One is the property that arises from the human intellect, is known as the intellectual property. It is a product of human creation. So, let's give an example of it. What is a human creation? Suppose we have created a new thing. We have created a thing which no one knows before. We have created a thought. We have created an article. We have created a PDF. We have created a journal which no one ever knows. We have created a painting that no one ever knows before. No one had the information about it before. That is known as the intellectual property. Now, It comprises of two distinct forms: literary or artistic works, industrial property. There are two types of intellectual properties. One is the literary and artistic work. What is literary and artistic work? They are books, painting, musical compositions, plays, movies, radio, TV programs, performances, and other artistic works. And how they are protected? They are protected by a copyright. And how we will get a copyright, we're going to discuss about it pretty soon. Now the industrial property. We have discussed about the artistic property. Now we are going to discuss about the industrial property. The industrial property describes physical matter that is the product of an idea or concept for commercial purposes. How they are protected? They are protected by patented objects, by trademarks, by industrial designs, by trade secrets, by layout designs, by geographical indications. Now we are going to come by the major types of IP. Have you understood what is industrial property? Physical matter that is the product of an idea or concept for commercial purposes. Industrial property, to describe industrial property, we can say that industrial property, suppose you have discovered a machine, that is known as an industrial property. Now how we will protect that industrial property? We will give it a patent, or we will give it a trademark, or we will give it an industrial design, or we will give it a trade secret, or we will give it a layout designs, or we will give it a geographical indications. That's how we are going to cover we are going to protect the industrial property. Now, major types of industrial properties. There are three major types of industrial properties. One is a functional and technical inventions, and second is a purely artistic works, and the third is a symbol, logo, word, sound, color, design, etc. Functional and technical inventions are Patents Act 1970, amended in 1999 and 2005. Purely artistic works are conserved by Copyright Act 1957, amended in 1982, 1984, 1992, 1994, and 1999. A symbol, logo, word, sound, color, design, etc. has been protected by Trademark Act in 1999, amended in 1994, 96, and 2000. If you don't see a problem with this question, you need the class. All I asked was, can I patent my copyrighted trademark? Oh my God, that's a very difficult question. Now, what are the patents? It is covered under the act called the Patent Act 1970, amended by Patents Act 2005. So, it extends to the whole of India. It shall come into force on such a date as the central government may publish by notification in the official gazette. Now, if somebody has been sealed as a patented, then it means that it only belongs to one person, and that is a patent. And that was covered under the act which came in 1970, and that was amended in 2005. Now, what is a patent? A patent describes an invention for which the inventor claims the exclusive right. Invention patentable if it is new or novel, it is useful, it is not obvious, it pertains to patentable subject matter. That means it should be a new thing, it should be useful for the community, it should not be obvious, it should pertain to patentable subject matter. So there must be a matter which is a patentable subject, and it should pertain to that. What is patentable subject matter? Now, there is an invention. Invention relates to a process or product of both. Involves an inventive step, be capable of industrial application, and a machine. So these are the inventions, different inventions that we can do. These are the different types of inventions which are known as a patentable subject matter. Life and duration. Term of the patent is 20 years from the date of filing for all types of inventions. Priority date, first to file. The date of patent is the date of filing the application for patent. The term of the patent is counted from this date. Fees for filling patent. This is very important. How you have to fill the patent. The government fee for filling a patent application in India is rupees 750 for individuals and rupees 3000 for legal entities. No fee for first and second year. Renewal fee on yearly basis is required to be paid for 3rd to 20th for keeping the patent in force. Patent lapses if renewal fee is not paid within the prescribed period. Is the patent granted in one country enforceable in other countries? No, there is nothing like a global patent or a world patent. Patent rights are essentially territorial in nature. Granting a patent in one country of the Union does not force other countries to grant the patent for the same invention. The refusal of the patent in one country does not mean that it will be terminated in all the countries. Patent holders in India. Now there are a very huge list of patent holders in India, and there are around 184 patents which are held by the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, followed by Ranbaxy. The top 10 patent holders in India comprises only pharmaceutical and biotech companies, while the top 10 patent holders across the world are IT companies. In India, no IT firm has patent. This is a very sarcastic fact, you can say, or a very you can say it's not a good thing that India is not having a IT firm as a patent. Youngest patent holder on wheelchair. Now this is the youngest patent holder who is from Jaipur, our own Jaipur, drawing inspiration from scientists. A wheelchair-bound 9-year-old boy here has invented a game of 6-player circular chess. The boy Hardeshwar Singh Bhati has got the game's design patented in his name. This is a very good fact. Now this is the patent certificate that you can see. How does a patent look like? This is a patent of which you can see. Now we will going to talk about trademark. What are trademarks? Well, we will talk about trademark in the next lecture. So till then, I think it's enough. I think you should remember what is a patent, how to conserve a patent, how to file a patent. You should learn these topics by heart. Till then, we'll meet tomorrow. Thank you. Thanks a lot.